because there's a big play happening here on Earth. Earth is really past her tipping point, meaning there's at the point of no return in the positive direction. And know that what is playing out in this galactic place here is of your own choosing collectively. And it is for the good, or there wouldn't be this much support. There are a lot of souls on the edges eating their popcorn, wondering what are the humans going to do next? There are so many beings, benevolent, helpful beings here. Everyone wonders about disclosure, for example, here. Well, we're here to tell you, this is disclosure, my dears. Look at it. Here we are. Welcome, friends. Ava Ora here for another episode of DiYeena from the Pleiadian Family. And as always, we are just opening up the channel, opening up the field to see what is alive here in consciousness for the global collective here in this moment. And we allow DiYeena to come through and share information from the Pleiadian perspective, from a higher dimensional frequency that holds more of this ancient kind of remembrance. So if you are new here, welcome. This is a place you can come for old souls, ancient ones who've done the work. You've been around the spiritual block. You've really put in your time. You know your gene keys and your chart and all the things, and you've gone to different certifications. You've done some of the work, and you still find yourself kind of coming up into these places and these edges, and you're looking for more depth. You're looking for substance. You're looking for something real to land in the ancientness of who you truly are on a soul level, on a galactic level, on a cosmic level, and looking to integrate all of your experience into who you truly are in a way that you are able to then give your soul gift in a way that actually serves humanity, lights you up, and really brings it all together. So if that sounds at all familiar, you're here and you're in the right place. So welcome, friends. So bring your tea. If you have it, grab it. And if you don't have some, grab some water, DiYeena loves to sip tea, and we have a little tea ceremony to start the day. So go ahead and grab that with you. And I'm going to go ahead and just take a little bit of a back seat in my body and bring in DiYeena to share whatever is alive in the field for all of you here. We're going to tune in and see what wants to come through. So blessings, dear one. Here we go. Good evening, this is DiYeena, the Pleiadian Family. We are here first and foremost to bring the love, also to sip the tea. You see, if you have your cup, you can raise it together, put in the chat, where are you coming from, what are you drinking? And if you do not have time for tea, you have to reprioritize your life, you see, because tea is the best, you see, it's great, it's wonderful. So let's take a sip here, see where you are. As you sip it, tune into the silent place in your heart, the 0 point frequency, the place of stillness underneath the noise, underneath the stories, underneath the layers of whatever is going on in there. Go underneath it all just for a moment. Rest in the silence. Because when you get good at resting in the silence, my dears, anything is possible within your life. Anything is possible. So it is up to you to get good at finding that anchor, using that anchor, and living from that anchor every single day. So you have to have a season in your life where you get strong in getting into the 0 point frequency within yourself. This is where the gurus got it half right. The gurus got it half right. You see, all the enlightened ones, you see, who say, oh, go and obliterate the ego, go to nothing, you see, go into the void, go into the place prior to consciousness, prior to form, prior to self, you see. And that is true. It's important to be there. It's important to go to that place, to dissolve the frequency of I am, to go prior to the I amness. And this is the scary part. A lot of people say, oh, I'm afraid of death. I'm scared to go into the mystery. I'm scared of the unknown. All of these things, when you go in, you get to this part where you have to actually, you don't have to, but there's this desire, this pull, and this simultaneous fear to take that leap, take that final step into the dissolution of the ego itself, where there's not even a witness to look around and say, wow, look at all this nothing. You see, it's very subtle. But that is only half the story. Even when you get to that part of there's no you to be at that part, when you get there, haha, joke, you get the joke. Okay, good. We got some smart ones here. When you get to that place, my dears, that is half the story. Because you still have chosen to have a you, to have an experience, to have a form, to be in consciousness as an individuated fractal. And that particular soul called whatever you name it now, has many names on many timelines. Here we are. Has a very particular frequency. It lives in your DNA, lives in your vocal cords. This is how it sounds. This is called your soul song, my dears. This is your particular frequency, your particular essence, your particular way of moving through consciousness. It contains a specific angularity in consciousness, so it's a perspective that is different from another angularity, another perspective. This is where we go, oh, your perspective is wrong and mine is right. No, of course not. This is they are pinning us on each other to say, you're wrong, I'm right, because we're looking from two different angles, you see. Well, if you look at someone from the front, you see them smiling, perhaps, or frowning, whatever they're doing with their face. You look at them from their backside, all you're looking at is their booty, you see. So it's two different perspectives. They say, oh, looking from the booty, you're saying, well, they're smiling. They're looking at the booty, you're saying, I don't see any smile whatsoever. You see what we say? We're joking around a little bit, but it's all about perspective. You have to recognize that everyone's perspective is important because it has a particular viewpoint on the whole that is accurate, that is valid from that vantage point. So we cannot invalidate others' experience or others' perspective or others' point of view and say, you're wrong and I'm right, because both of you are right, my dears. You're just simply looking at it through a different lens, a different angle, a different perspective, a different experience, a different makeup. All of these things contribute to the way you view life, the way you perceive life, and the way you move through it. So this is very important for us to all have the understanding of how important it is to hold in that and understanding as an individuated soul of fractal and consciousness. So your job, my dears, is to know yourself, not only in the infinite void prior to creation, but also in your infinite multidimensionality into the infinite light, into the infinite of your fractal and consciousness, my dears. And that particular soul song frequency is yours, is only yours. It's a fingerprint. It's a DNA stamp, my dears. You are the only one with it. And people are like, oh, DiYeena, I don't know what my soul song sounds like. Yes, you do, my dears. You can hear it every time you speak. Now, we understand that not every human has chosen an incarnation this time where they are using their vocal cords. That does not mean you cannot hear your soul song. So I want to even address those that are, for whatever reason, mute or cannot speak or whatever the case may be. That comes with its own soul gifts and soul lessons. So we do not put victim on that, right? We are empowered here in our decisions to choose our timelines, right? But we are saying that no matter what your choice point here is, your soul song is always available for you to hear and be present with. Your job, my dears, is to play it full on. Sometimes we are missing parts of it, or you can never miss any of it, but you are forgetting that you left some pieces in different places. And so when you come here to this dimension, perhaps you're not all right here in this particular body. And so you're missing a few notes. You're like, oh, where is that bass note? Or where is those staccatos, or whatever the case may be in your particularity. And so that is your work, my dears, is to bring back your full soul song so that you can really play your note in consciousness. And now you know we don't need to be in judgment of other people's choices, other people's decisions, other people's perspectives. It gives some compassion, right? So this is good. So raise our cup here that we are able to hold the perspective that we carry with compassion for the ones that others carry, and see it as a synchronistic dance that we are all dancing together in consciousness. So raise your cups, my dear, and feel your frequency of the infinite love in all directions through your heart. Here we are again with the cacao. Aura family of light here, drinking the cacao. No surprise here, my dears. This is what DiYeena gets a lot here from Ava here, is the cacao. Here we are again with the chocolate. So very good, we like it. What are you drinking? We are here in Vermont. It's a rainy day. Perhaps you can hear it in the background. It's a rainy day here in Vermont. Where are you from? What is going on in your world? So good. We'd like to share a little bit. We know we just went all into your soul song, and perhaps you will have some questions about that in the chat. You can put them in there. We want to share a little bit here on the consciousness of what's happening energetically on the galactic level here, because there's a big play happening here on Earth. And there are lots of standbyers bystanders, however you want to word it. There are a lot of souls on the edges eating their popcorn, wondering what are the humans going to do next, you see. And not in any kind of judgment or fear or any kind of frequencies put on it, just curiosity. Curiosity. Because Earth is a portal, my dears. Earth has a very important portal within the fabric of the galactic map, so to speak. So it's an important highway or freeway or on-ramp, so to speak, for a lot of places to go here and there very easily. It's also a very beautiful place with lots of resources, energetic resources. And you are all, as humans, coming into a frequency of learning and remembering what it is to work with the resources, because you haven't learned how to work with your own resources. So you, of course, are not working with Mother Earth and her resources in the right way. These have to work in tandem. They go in alignment together. So the more you work on opening up your own gifts, your own capacity to for all your spiritual gifts, your intuition, your telepathy, all of these types of things become more and more easy to access, more available, more readily available. You just have this ability to know, to see, to hear, to understand, to feel at great capacities. This is infinite in its possibility and understanding. And the more that you allow these subtle parts of your being to have the due attention that it's meant to have, you are simultaneously working alongside Earth and her capacity to be in right relation with all of you, because you're the same energy, you're the same body. You see, the frequencies of each of your body, the body to body, humus to humus, earth, humans, you see, humus, here we are. You are part of her. It's no denying it. The body is earth. You see, all of the bodies are earth. So you are in timing, step-by-step synchronicity of how you're showing up with how you're working with her. Right now we are digging her up at a not quite the right ratio of way, right? We're digging into her, raping her in certain ways, stealing her energetics, her resources, pulling up her blood, right? In a way that is creating, she is infinite in her capacity, by the way. So there's not really a point where we go beyond capacity here. Some of you are wondering that. It is not really how the energetics work, because energy is infinite. There's no limit to the end of the energetics, and there's no limit to the capacity to create and restore. This goes for your own bodies as well. So we say, well, there's no point of return. Well, then how do you explain miraculous healings within humans? Do you see what we mean here? So of course we can always come back from whatever mess we get ourselves in. This goes for our own bodies and Mother Earth's body. But the point we're making here is that you move in tandem with how you're treating yourself and how you're treating the earth. They go together. So the more we are treating ourselves with self-love, self-compassion, self-respect, seeing our own gifts, activating our own gifts, not being in judgment, not being in self-hatred, self-doubt, fear, all of these energies bring down the frequency, put a cap, put a limit on how much of ourselves we're able to express. At the same time, we find ourselves polluting Mother Earth, being in certain relationship with her. The way that we're even using energy is not quite in the same alignment as some of these other planets that have a more evolved relationship with their own bodies and the body they live on. Do you see what we say here? So they work together. So as you evolve in consciousness, as Mother Earth evolves in consciousness together, as you're moving and choosing to elevate in the frequency, which means to elevate, to choose new timelines of operating that are already in existence, by the way, you're simply choosing a new timeline to operate from. And in that new timeline, there is more harmonious relations. So the way you work with intelligence, artificial intelligence, for example, is less necessary in the artificial form. You work with the living organic grid in the right relation. You don't need the artificial intelligence, so to speak, because you're working with the organic grid in such a capacity that you're aware that, wow, this is actually much more intelligent than anything artificial we could create. This is important, especially as we have this artificial intelligence. It's in the name, artificial, my dears. So as you work with these artificial energetics, it's important for you to recognize that there is, you are always going to have the capacity here because you are infinite in your organic living grid capacity. You have it all, my dears. So there's no comparison. There's never going to be a comparison there. But there is a place where humans start to get into the fear because it's been pumped into you. Oh, we need to fear the artificial intelligence because what if it becomes sentient and then we're doomsdayed, you see? Well, no, not really, you see, not really. You see, because the intelligence of the organic living grid within each one of you and within the earth itself is so much more than you give it credit for. You see, the only way that scenario can win is if you give it power, give your power to the artificial intelligence. If you hand over all of your creative power to that, well, then you could choose to play out a scenario where you're afraid and the artificial thing is trying to do the thing. But it's a mirror. The artificial intelligence is simply a mirror. It can only mirror the organic living grid of creation. It cannot replicate it, my dears. It can mirror it. It can mirror it, but it's still a mirror. So recognize it for what it is. And there it is. So in the consciousness, in the galactic expansion of what's actually at play here, Earth is really past her tipping point. We'll even say past her tipping point, meaning there's at the point of no return in the positive direction. So everyone is feeling all of these movements in creation, these stirrings, everything's getting stirred up. Everyone's searching, oh, what's going to happen next? Checking into all these different channels and predictions and all of these things. What's going to happen? Doesn't look too good. Are we in doomsday yet? You see. And what we're here to remind you of is that you are much more powerful than that, my dears. You are much more powerful than that. So stop outsourcing your power. Stop outsourcing your ability to know and start trusting yourselves, my dears. Get quiet inside yourself and you have those answers that you search for, and they don't need to come from fear frequency. Come from the empowered place of who you are in your soul at that level, you see. And know that what is playing out in this galactic place here is of your own choosing collectively. And it is for the good, or there wouldn't be this much support. You realize how much support Earth has right now, how much support the humans have on a galactic cosmic level? There are so many beings, benevolent, helpful beings here. Everyone wonders about all of the timings of disclosure, for example, here. Well, we're here to tell you this is disclosure, my dears. Look at it. Here we are, you see. It is always been here. So we are getting in the point of frequency, increasing in frequency, where we can hold more energetics, where we can hold more awareness, where we can perceive what has always been. What has always been. There's nothing new under the sun. There's only shift in perception. So as you expand in your consciousness and your ability to perceive more of yourself, you open your eyes to see things that you couldn't see before, such as disclosure, such as crazy aliens coming to save the day here, however you want to see it. You see, whatever your perception, your viewpoint is here. We're here. We're here. We've been helping for quite a while. You see, so what more do you want? What more do you want? Do you want beam me up, Scotty? You see, what do you want it to look like? That is where you get to choose, my dears. But we've always been here helping. See, so disclosure's here, my dears. That's what we'll say. And also that there is so much benevolence, so much love, so much movement toward the infinite movement that already is in the creation of the natural flow of creation itself, which is the pulse of love. There is support toward that, for that, through that, all of that, all the time. And we're simply riding that wave in consciousness into more and more love. So do not be afraid, my dear humans. Do not be afraid of what is happening. Do not be afraid of what is. Focus your awareness on what you choose to create in the world and stop putting your energy into places that is not serving you, my dears. It's simple, but it changes your whole experience. So blessings, dear one. Let's have a party, drink your tea. We'll see you again next time. And we hope that you will come to the DiYeena Live party that we do every month. You see, come to the party. Ask me your questions. We can have a good discussion. You see, how you like these and come to more where you can ask what you would like to ask. So come to the party. We will see you all there. Blessings, dear ones. From DiYeena, we see you soon. Very good, my dears. I trust that message was exactly what you needed to hear today. And if you liked it, make sure you get your butt over to avaora.com/live and get signed up for DiYeena Live. That is your place to come and get your answers from DiYeena yourself. And go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps out the channel. And share with a friend if you can. Write in the chat, what was your aha moment today? What did you receive? What did you hear? What did you love? What do you want more of? We'd love to hear your voice in the chat. And we love to see you again next week. Thanks for being here. Blessings, dear ones.